And I did mention about common misconceptions of Anapanasati Sutta, that is a very popular sutta among all the Buddhist community, and they do tend to think that Anapanasati Sutta is the mindfulness of breathing. And here, if we read the sutta on the Majjhima Nikaya 121, I think this is the Majjhima Nikaya 121, Anapanasati Sutta. Here, the Buddha is giving the instruction on mindfulness of mindfulness. This is a practice of mindfulness where, I mean, many people say that where is jhana in Anapanasati Sutta? Where is jhana in Satipatthana Sutta? They think that Buddha did not say anything about jhana in Anapanasati Sutta. Buddha did not say anything about jhana in Satipatthana Sutta. And these people who tend to practice vipassana, they think that jhana is not important, and they tend to miss the point is what is jhana. And again, there is a very much they tend to take this sutta as a very authoritative sutta, and they try to bring down the importance of jhana. But this is clearly not what the Buddha is talking about. Jhana is important, but when the Buddha had some sort of to say something about jhana and mindfulness, Buddha always, the practice of the Buddha, there is a importance, utmost importance. What is the hierarchy when it comes to the importance of the phenomena? And there is a sutta here. What is most important? And there is a conversation between a Brahman, and the Brahman say, okay, somebody in our culture we say the highest is the mind, and beyond mind there is a what is called knowledge and understanding, and beyond that is what they call the state of what is called the Paramatma, or some sort of divine soul. And then he asked the question to the Buddha, what is the of something of utmost importance to you? And Buddha gives the gradual step of what his practice is. He starts with generosity, then he says how generosity helps to purify the mind. Then he talks about the morality, the virtue, the sila part. Then how the being a generous and the virtuous person can easily be concentrated, or can easily be collected. Then he talks about samadhi, or the collectedness. And this collectedness is, there are normal collectedness, or what we call normal samadhi, and there is samma samadhi, or the superhuman samadhi. This is the samadhi of the Noble Eightfold Path. And the jhana that Buddha has given us is the samma samadhi, the superhuman, supernormal samadhi. So jhana is not just samadhi, it's much more than the normal samadhi. So jhana, let's say, okay, we say that jhana is the samadhi state. Then there is a what is beyond that jhana, the samadhi state, is the mindfulness, and that's what the Buddha says. What is the, and then he asked another question, what is the beyond this mindfulness? And his Buddha says that beyond the mindfulness is the wisdom. The wisdom is the superior to the mindfulness. And what is the utmost, most important? Then the Buddha says the ultimate goal or ultimate resort of the Buddha's teaching is Nibbana. So Nibbana, and then that Brahman again asks, what is the result of Nibbana? And then Buddha says that, look, Brahman, you do not understand what I'm talking about. You have not seen this. There is when somebody practices jhana, the goes through the Buddha's path, acquire the knowledge, acquire the uh, wisdom, and when one experiences Nibbana, there is nothing else. There is just this is the there is to talk about anything uh, is completely is a nonsense. So that's what the Buddha has categorized his the teachings, and what he is clearly stated that is mindfulness is more superior, or mindfulness is far more important than what the jhana or the samadhi state are. So that's why this and the mindfulness is always is very important, and that's why the suttas, Anapanasati Sutta and the Satipatthana Sutta, they do not spell out the word jhana. But if we read the Anapanasati Sutta, the how we can make sure understand where is the jhana state in the Anapanasati. So what I can glean from this is that where is the in Anapanasati Sutta there is a breathing in long, he understand I breathe in long, breathing out long, he understand I breathe out long, and he trains thus. I shall breathe out, experience the whole body. I shall breathe in, experience the whole body. He trains that I shall breathe in, tranquilizing the bodily formation. He trains thus I shall breathe out, tranquilizing the bodily formation. So it is calming the body, the verbal formations. So I talked about this, the sankharas is a stealing of the formation. Buddha is talking about the stealing of the formation here. Then in the next step of the Anapanasati Sutta, he says he trains thus, I shall breathe in experiencing rapture. He trains thus, I shall breathe out experiencing rapture. So rapture is, what is rapture? Rapture is the first jhana. Everybody knows that. And then he says that he trains that I shall breathe in experiencing pleasure. He trains that I shall breathe out experiencing pleasure. So pleasure is first jhana and second jhana where we experience rapture, there's some sort of excited kind of joy, and then we have got the experience of pleasure. The third jhana is the experience of pleasure. So that's clearly, I mean, this is the point. We need to be a bit more investigative when reading the sutta. We need to cross reference different suttas, and then we can understand what the Buddha is saying. I mean, he cannot just spell all those things all together and make a what we call the muddy puddle. I mean, he cannot just bring out. He can bring jhanas in its when jhanas are being investigated. When mindfulness is being investigated, he clearly needs to spell out mindfulness, not to highlight the jhanas. That's what the Anapanasati Sutta is doing. Is he is giving the importance to the mindfulness aspect, and you need to be mindful of jhanas as well. You do not pick jhana as being some sort of a very big deal. So what the Buddha is saying is that you practice your mindfulness of Anapanasati, and during that process you will see this rapture, you will see this happiness, you will see this pleasure. Just be mindful. You know you are experiencing this, and let go and continue. That's what Buddha is saying.